Have you ever stopped to think about the hidden layer of intelligence literally running right beneath our cities? I mean, every zoning boundary, every transit line, every real estate development, it is all driven by spatial data. For decades, unlocking that data required incredibly expensive software and, frankly, a highly specialized degree. You practically needed a PhD just to open a map file. But today, in this explainer, we're looking at a platform that changes that completely. It's called GeoDataMapper, and it acts as this ultimate spatial intelligence Swiss Army knife to really decode the geography around us.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. We're going to start with free tools and real estate, move over to the Builder Registration Hub, explore professional urban planning tools, tackle shapefile joining, and finally unlock some automated insights with GeoAI.
All right, part 1, free tools and real estate.
Let's kick things off with the everyday user. GeoDataMapper offers a suite of incredibly powerful foundational tools that anyone can use directly from the browser. And the absolutely crucial point here is that you don't even need to create an account to use them. You get instant access to a shapefile viewer, a CSV to map generator, a GeoJSON viewer, a coordinate converter, and a CAML to GeoJSON converter. This just completely rips away the traditional barriers to entry for spatial data.
Notice the really simple upload box in their free shapefile viewer. You literally just drag and drop your zipped shapefile, which contains your .shp, dbf, and prj files, right into the browser window. It completely eliminates the massive frustration of downloading, installing, and configuring clunky traditional GIS software just to see what a file looks like.
And this brilliantly illustrates how raw spatial data gets transformed for the everyday consumer, particularly when we're talking about real estate. On one side, we have a high-level general map view of a neighborhood with various property pins. But if you click on one of those pins, it opens this highly detailed real estate property card. You get a listing for Belly housing, complete with a photo, an asking price, and granular details like 3 large bedrooms and spacious dining area. It takes these complex spatial coordinates and turns them into a highly readable, interactive consumer experience.
Moving right along to Section 2, the Builder Registration Hub.
Let's step up the complexity a bit and look at this from the perspective of development professionals. For construction companies and developers trying to connect with the community, getting verified and listing properties directly on the map is a highly streamlined 3-step process. First, the builder uploads their company logo. Second, they provide basic business and location details. And finally, the application goes to an admin review. Once they get approved, they can instantly start listing properties on the platform. The registration form itself is remarkably clean and straightforward. A builder just inputs their company name, like ABC Developers, their country, city, years in business, and contact info. GeoDataMapper clearly prioritizes a frictionless user experience here. It ensures that developers are spending way less time dealing with digital paperwork and more time actually mapping out their real estate portfolios.
All right, on to Section 3, Professional Urban Planning Tools.
Now we're looking through the eyes of city architects and urban planners. They need to see the absolute vital signs of a city. And this breakdown categorizes the sheer depth of data they can just toggle on and off within the platform. They can visualize zoning districts to understand regulations, track infrastructure like utilities, analyze land use for development patterns, and map out public facilities. Having these interactive layers allows planners to develop really comprehensive urban development strategies right inside the web interface.
Check out the contrast between these two views. On one hand, we're looking at a flat 2D area measurement of a residential zoning district, calculating the exact square footage and the percentage of total area. But then, the platform allows planners to toggle into an immersive 3D view. You can actually see the geographic footprint extruding upward from the map. It brings urban geography to life, allowing planners to visualize the physical volume and impact of infrastructure projects rather than just staring at flat lines on a screen.
Next up, Section 4. Shapefile joining made easy.
This brings us to data scientists and one of the most notoriously painful tasks in spatial analytics, merging data. If you aren't an analyst, think of a spatial join kind of like a master key. A lot of the time, you'll have the geometric shapes of a city's neighborhoods in one file, but all the interesting data, stuff like population or income, is trapped in a completely separate spreadsheet. A spatial join takes a shared attribute between those two files and acts as a master key to unlock and seamlessly merge them together into one unified map.
Conceptually, GeoDataMapper handles this notoriously tricky task beautifully. Now, what's really interesting about this setup is how the interface provides 2 very simple staging areas. On the top, you upload your geometric shapefile, in this case, building outlines. On the bottom, you upload your CSV file containing your spreadsheet data.
The platform securely stages both files side by side, prepping them perfectly for the merge. And here's the exact moment that master key is turned. The user simply uses the drop-down menus to pick the common field in each dataset. They match name from the shapefile to day UID from the CSV, click the big blue Run Join button, and instantly, those two totally disparate datasets become one unified spatial intelligence layer. What used to take complex coding scripts and, honestly, hours of frustration is now reduced to 2 simple clicks. Finally, we reach Section 5, Unlocking Insights with GeoAI. But what if you could eliminate those manual steps entirely? This is where automation takes over the heavy lifting. The core promise here is just massive. Upload a CSV, GeoJSON, or shapefile with spatial data, and I'll automatically analyze it and create an interactive map. It's a fundamental shift in how we handle geography. AI is literally changing the speed of spatial mapping from hours down to mere seconds.
To see this in practice, take a look at the data preview at the bottom of the interface. The moment you upload a file, the GeoAI engine instantly reads the column headers and assigns data types without a single bit of human intervention. It instinctively knows that object ID is numeric, but boundary is text. It handles the formatting prerequisites autonomously, so you can just jump straight to the actual analysis. But it doesn't just format the data, it actively analyzes it. In the Automated AI Insights panel, the AI has instantly flagged that the dataset contains redundant ID columns, prompting the user to clean it up. It also automatically recognizes and verifies the area metrics, calculating acres and hectares right on the fly, and identifies the shape as a single city boundary. It gives you this incredibly comprehensive summary of your data's health before you've even started mapping.
The contrast here is literally night and day. We've all suffered through the dark ages of manual data processing, hours of formatting, tedious key matching, and ultimately ending up with flat, static maps. But GeoAI processing gives you instant auto-detection of your data types, immediate visual insights that flag redundancies, and interactive 3D mapping generated on the fly. It's a completely streamlined workflow.
Which leaves us with this final thought. We've seen just how accessible and automated spatial analysis has become, scaling all the way from free consumer maps to enterprise AI engines. So, what hidden intelligence could you uncover in your city's data if the hardest parts of the analysis were completely automated? The tools are out there, and a lot of them are completely free to try right now. It might be time to grab a dataset and see exactly what your map reveals. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.